Welcome to the Main Street Mavericks, the official podcast of the San Diego East County Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Nick Dreyfus, and today we're joined by my co-host, Stephanie Deppensmith. Stephanie lives and breathes East County business. She is deeply connected in the chamber, and she keeps this show grounded in all the businesses and what matters most, including the community. Stephanie, glad to have you on.
Happy to be here.
Now, every episode, we do sit down with a local business leader to uncover the story behind the storefront and the impact these businesses have right here in our community. Today, we're sitting down with Kevin Kennedy and Tracey Kennedy. These are the owners of Attention Getters Design in El Cajon. Kevin has been in the art world for over 50 years. He apprenticed under one of San Diego's oldest sign painting families, then went on to work with giant inflatables for international companies. His work has appeared at Super Bowls, Olympic Games, World Cups, and even outer space on the Mirror, Space Station, and in an ad for Pepsi. He has done scenic work for SeaWorld, produced an award-winning documentary, and serves on the board of directors for the Unarius Educational Foundation. Kevin runs Attention Getters alongside his wife, the vice president of sales and marketing. Tracey holds 2 degrees from San Diego State, spent 50 years teaching at the college level, and learned all the art and production side of the business from the ground up when they launched in 1993. She built the systems, the training, and operations that kept the company running, then grew into sales because nobody knows the business better than she does. Together, they manage every part of Attention Getters. This is a true partnership. Kevin and Tracey, welcome to the Main Street Mavericks. Let's get into it.
Glad to be here.
So what's the story behind your business and how does it reflect the values and culture of our community?
Well, the business, Attention Getters Design, was started in 1993. And the history really happens is that I married Tracey 33 years ago and immediately decided as a freelance artist, I better do something good or she'll leave me. So I started a business. And as was stated earlier, I was working as an airbrush artist and a supervisor for different inflatable companies around El Cajon. At one point, East County was the hub of the inflatable industry. And so I began working with those companies, went out on my own and essentially said, you know what, actually they came to me and said, you know, we love your work, we love what you're doing, and we will keep you busy if you will open up a shop doing inflatable artwork for us. So that's how our business got started. And at that time, Tracey was actually still teaching at San Diego State in Parks and Recreation. And she came to me and said, you know what, I want to work with you. I want to, move away from what we were doing, what she was doing as far as San Diego State goes, and came to work with me. So we began our business and immediately, like I stated, we were just busy with doing inflatable artwork. That means stuff for giant inflatable Coke cans, Coors cans, stuff for Macy's Day Parade, Super Bowls, you name it. And eventually what we decided to do, because the inflatable industry is extremely busy or there's absolutely nothing. So we said, you know what, let's expand. Let's start doing signs. And we eventually worked into that as a way to even out the highs and lows. And what we really love about East County is it's a real community out here. And because there's so many people in the same industry, or was so many people in the same industry at that point in time, we were able to help each other out with whether it was supplies or being able to take care of projects. And in return, we got to know a lot of different people in East County and a lot of different businesses in East County. It's whether you understand or people really identify it that way or not, it's a very creative hub in San Diego.
Sure.
I would like to pose this question, which is, how does your business actively contribute to the community beyond providing just your product, your goods and services? I think you mentioned that it's a true hub and that there is a lot of creative individuals out here. Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that.
Over the years is we work with a lot of nonprofit organizations in East County, and we have donated a lot of in-kind product. We have provided discounts for nonprofits, and we've built up really good relationships with organizations like St. Madeline Sophie Center, Noah Homes, just a lot of nonprofits. Kevin and I are avid golfers, and we love to golf. And we also have discovered and found a way to work with a lot of charity golf tournaments, and there are hundreds of them every year. And we are sponsors for the Randy Jones Invitational, which the Randy Jones Foundation donates a lot of money and helps at-risk children, does a lot of wonderful things. We, through that organization, have met a lot of other charity golf tournaments, and we probably sponsor 5 or more so tournaments a year. We will donate the signage or offer it at a deep discount. And a lot of times in exchange for that, we get to play in the tournaments. We get to meet the people that are putting on the event and learn about their causes and what they're trying to raise funds for. So it's been a real wonderful win-win situation. We've gotten to know a lot of people in the community and know a lot of these organizations and provide help in whatever way we can. And in turn, they help our business because they will refer people to us. And so it grows. And I wanted to add something more to what Kevin was saying about the Creative Hub in East County. It's not only the businesses that we get to work with, but we also network a lot. We get to meet a lot of people, learn about a lot of other businesses, and provide referrals to them, and they provide referrals to us. And it's more, I've been in one referral group. Actually, Kevin and I have been in one referral group for almost 30 years. And I don't get a lot of business from it anymore, but they will tell people who then we get business from. And I learned so much from other people in business, just about general things of being in business, about your home, or the home contractor guy, the air conditioning guy. It doesn't always have to be guys. Sometimes it's women, the carpet cleaning women. But I really appreciate the people that I've gotten to know over the years. And as a byproduct, we made a lot of friends too, a lot of great friends that are business owners like us. So I really enjoy being in East County.
Great point. Thank you. Can you describe a product or service or business practice that sets you apart from your competitors, your differentiator, if you will?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something we've done since the very beginning, and not to completely disparage all sign companies, but the reality is that you cannot throw a rock in East County and not hit a sign company. That's how many there are. What separates us from so many of them, probably 95% of them, is very simple. We answer our phone. Sounds really easy, but we take care of folks. We communicate with folks. We let them know what's going on with their project at all times. And so they're never in that lost situation of wondering what the heck is going on. For those people out there, for businesses out there that have had to get signs and had to get signs permitted, it's quite a process. And it's only become even more complex since COVID happened because they don't want you showing up on their doorstep. Everything has to happen via email, online. And so there's a lot of times where, the customer may not hear something for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because it's in their process at the city. And you can't walk in there and say, what the heck is going on? But having developed relationships with the many cities around East County and actually all over San Diego, I know those folks in those departments. I'm able to email them and or call them directly and say, okay, I know you're busy. What's going on? Give me something because I have to relate to my customer what is happening. And so that communication, that attention to detail, really just taking care of your customer. And it sounds so simple, but it's something that we hear so many times. I was dealing with so-and-so and they never let me know what was happening with my job. And so these are the types of things that separate us from 99% of the sign companies out there. So that separates us. We also have a great deal of equipment here that many sign shops do not have. We have lasers, we have giant printers, we have CNC machines, we have a giant flatbed printer, which is unique for the sign industry because they do, quite frankly, cost quite a bit. So all of these things help separate us from the competition. And like I said, most of all, I'm extremely proud of the fact that we take care of folks and we communicate with you and let you know what's going on.
Well said.
And to add to that, the sign business, if you check out the demographics, and I have not done this, I just know from being in this business for so many years, is primarily male dominated, and men are typically more handy with construction because there's a lot of construction involved in building different signs and different projects. And one of the things that differentiates us is we are a woman-owned business. I'm the woman behind it. We also have 2 other owners that have joined on, and they're a male and a female. And so one of the things that differentiates us is we have a lot of female customers who, not that they would say this out loud, but are comfortable working with or more comfortable working with women. So they can have we have 2 men that are owners, 2 women that are owners, and our customers are very diverse. And if somebody is not comfortable working with that particular salesperson, or we're not comfortable working with that customer, we have that flexibility of doing what we can to make sure that that person is taken care of, that corporation is taken care of, that company is taken care of. So, and we're also, another aspect of what differentiates us is we're used to working with the person who's walking in the door and has never been in business before and is starting a business. We can walk them through some of the steps that they need to do, some of the advice, the marketing advice. Not that we're marketing specialists, but we know what works for signs because we've been doing this for so long. And it's a big part of your business, the face that you present, and getting people to your location and letting people know what you do in a way that's legible, attractive, creative, but not one of these sign wraps, vehicle wraps in a car that you can't tell what the heck it is, but has all these really cool colors.
Well, I definitely want to say, to both points. So one, to Kevin, having that relationship has been quite a blessing because our challenge we had getting our monument sign. If it wasn't the connections we had with working with you to make sure that you were on top of it with all the other zoning, it really does speak to just creating a home in East County, and then you're just developing all these great relationships. Then I want to say to Tracey, well, we all love women-owned businesses over here.
That's right.
Absolutely. We love that. And the flexibility does matter to be able to meet your customers where they are, or to know that you're communicating and trying to encompass everybody's perspective. So I really enjoy that. All sounds great, but we all know that there are challenges in business. It's never a straight line. It's never constantly rising. And what are some of the challenges as of late that you've experienced, and how are you either pivoting or leaning into it? What are you doing to either combat or welcome those challenges?
It was 5 years ago when COVID happened. Because we've been in business over 30 years, we've seen a lot. We've seen, after September 11th, over half of our business is event related, and our business just went, and we recovered from that. And then the recession in 2008, 2009, saw a dip in our sales, and we recovered from that. And then with COVID, we've learned how to be extremely proactive when these situations that are seemingly out of our control happen and affect your business and affect the employees that work for you and the people that depend on you to provide the services, what to do. And we are very flexible in that way. And it's a challenge. And now we're facing a new challenge with the current economy. And even though things look like they're going well, we've definitely seen a drop in sales because people are holding back. Everything costs so much more and the prices just keep going up. And we keep having to tell our customers, hey, we're sorry, but we have to raise the prices. So it's about being able to communicate effectively with your customers and with your employees and let everybody know what's happening and why you're doing what you're doing. And we try and do that as best as we can. And I think we're very effective. And we make mistakes. We learn from them. As someone once told me, I made enough mistakes to fill up a warehouse. We've made enough mistakes to fill up all of El Cajon. But we try not to make the same mistakes and learn from them and grow.
Twice.
I'd like to say that one of the things that we have done, because recently, as Tracey was saying, every business knows this right now. With the economy the way it is, it's a challenge because pricing is going up. What we try and do is buy and scale. So in other words, we know that one sheet of acrylic is going to cost us X. We also know if we can buy 5, that brings that down. And so we're trying to do that as well, is to intelligently as we can and proactively as we can, as Tracey was saying, is find ways that we can bring that scale of economy of scale down by purchasing a little bit more, and therefore, not having that extra charge on that particular purchase. So there's so many things we do to try and make sure that we, again, are taking care of our customers. And at the end of the day, the things that are affecting us are affecting all of us. And so we just do our best to, as Tracey was saying, learn and then apply what we've learned to providing a great product and do it at a price point that's effective for everybody.
Well said. So the next question is, what's your favorite part of East County Chamber of Commerce?
I'd love to say visiting all the wineries, but that probably wouldn't get me anywhere.
One of them.
Oh, that was a good mixer last week, for sure.
It was a great mixer. It was a great mixer.
I think the diversity of programs that the chamber offers and constantly letting us as members know what's happening, when it's happening, reminders being sent out. Communication from the chamber has always been good, but it's gotten really good with Stephanie, with Rick. Again, we've been members of the chamber for, I think, 30 years and worked with a lot of different directors, a lot of different board members, a lot of different event people, and the team that they have right now, and I'm not saying it because I'm talking to them, I truly mean it, are the best that they've ever had. And they're always looking out for the members. There's free things that we can do. There's networking groups. There's just events like the open house, or there are just so many things that it's sad when someone says to me, well, I really didn't see any value in it. It's like, well, what did you do to give back? How were you involved? Did you show up and say hello? That's the only way anything works in life, is you have to be there. You have to be a participant. And the chamber provides every opportunity and then some for businesses to get involved. And they're nice people. I like that.
Well said.
Well, thank you. I just want to say the chamber has my heart. Coming on board and kind of getting thrown into everything in the fall of 2021, and just coming right alongside Rick and saying, okay, I see the vision. I see where you want to go and want to grow. As we say, we've never arrived. There's always room, one, to learn from our mistakes, but also to make sure that we are here for the business community. We want to make sure that we are providing the resources and the opportunities for people to be face to face, to do business. And Tracey, you're 100% correct. We always use the analogy of a gym membership. So if you don't use the gym membership and you're expecting all these great changes to happen, well, no, you have to show up. You have to go into the gym. So you do have to come into the chamber and attend events. And we do understand that it's quite difficult for some of our smaller businesses that they're just trying, they say, I need more business. I just want business. I understand that focus. And yes, that takes up a ton of time. But if you can get in front of some people, and we're here to provide those opportunities, it will help you. So thank you for that.
And I just want to add to that, and this is something why I jumped at this opportunity, because I recognize the reality is this provides any chamber member, and if you haven't signed up for this, chamber members, you're missing out on something. To tell multiple people about who you are and what your business is and how you can help them. So that's why I jumped at this opportunity and love this. This is a perfect example of what a chamber membership can do for you. It allowed our little business to communicate with a whole bunch of people that maybe have seen us but didn't know what we did. And so this is just a great vehicle and that opportunity to introduce ourselves again.
Excellent. So what does the future hold for attention getters? What are you focused on in that 5-10 year? And then again, with those challenges evolving and growing in the future, of being prepared for those, and what's on the horizon for you guys?
Retirement. Well, here's what's really on the horizon, and it does engage the idea of retirement. We are a corporation, and we have 4 what do we call them? Board members? Yeah. Corporate owners. And Christian and Kenya, who can't be here today, they are in the process of taking over the business. They've learned the business. They're in the process of saying, Kevin and Tracey, time for you guys to move on. And we appreciate that and love it, because they're, as I always say, they're younger, faster, smarter than we are. And what I see happening for our business is a tremendous positive growth for who we are as a business, how economies of scale, what we're going to be able to do, because it is growing. And we're going from, a relatively small business, and we're growing up. We're getting larger and doing more, not only creative, but technology-wise, a lot more complicated jobs, and learning through that whole process. So it's interesting to watch it happen, because it is evolving right in front of our eyes. But we're going to begin doing things that you'll see in the future, more in many ways along the lines of event companies, where we're going to be bringing in technology into those venues. And we work with a lot of event companies around San Diego. So it's really exciting to see, because the technology is pushing us to do things we haven't done before. And in turn, it's helping our business grow.
That's fantastic. Well, Thank you so much, Kevin and Tracey Kennedy. We really appreciate you guys being on the show and sharing everything you did for it with us today. Um, Attention Getters is right here in San Diego, right in El Cajon, for over 50 years of professional artistry from both Kevin and Tracey, over 30 years of building the business together as a team, and a client that lists include Super Bowls, Olympic Games, Disney, Pepsi, SeaWorld. It's just about every major brand you can think of. And of all that operating right here in East County. Now, if your business needs to stand out, whether it's car wraps, banners, signs, giant inflatables, or custom design, Kevin and Tracey are here for you. Give them a call today. Reach out to Attention Getters. You're doing your business a huge disservice by not calling them today. Call them at 619-441-8901 or visit them online at attentiongetters.com or stop by the location right on 1537 North Cuyamaca Street, right now, Cajon. Now, they've been doing this since 1993 and they're not slowing down. Stephanie, thank you so much. Do you have any final thoughts on today's episode?
I just want to say thank you to Kevin and Tracey for being not only incredible chamber members, but our lifeline for our signage and all of our print needs. So we certainly like to keep them busy from our end, and we really appreciate all that you've done with the chamber. And we're looking forward to our Griffin and Ripper golf tournament to have you guys out.
So are
you for
we.
sponsoring.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. We appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. Well, thank you for turning into the Main Street Mavericks. If you are a local business owner and you'd like to share your story, please reach out to Stephanie at the Chamber. And this is the San Diego Regional East County Chamber of Commerce. We're shining the light on businesses right here in East County and all over San Diego. Until next time, keep supporting local, keep building the community, and keep being a Maverick.